Traders in Somalia have been warned against paying taxes to armed groups battling the Somali government. The Horn of Africa nation is struggling to contain an armed insurgency by Al-Shabaab and ISIL that seeks to overthrow the government. From Mogadishu, here's CGTN's Abdulaziz Billow with more.
An airstrike over the weekend killed an Islamic State operative in the Golis Mountains north of Mogadishu. The U.S. Army says that the fighter was critical to the group's operations. The strike is the latest in an attempt by Somali authorities to weaken Al-Shabaab and ISIL, two rival militant groups accused of causing havoc in a country emerging from years of civil war. For months, the two have clashed over financial resources, mainly extorted from big businesses. The country's traders have been forced to pay both rival factions or risk being targeted. Religious leaders say that it's against their religion to provide financial support to terror groups that in turn target innocent civilians and now want stern action taken against those found channeling funds to terror groups.
It's
clear Al-Shabaab is committing human rights violations and we must speak against it. If we remain quiet, it means we support its atrocities. We have to address this issue and put an end to attacks against our people.
Al-Shabaab is using resources received from extortion to run its operations. The guns and bullets are bought by the taxes they collect. What is the difference between Al-Shabaab and people who fund the operations? There is no justification to support the killing of civilians.
Hussein Sheikh Ali is a former national security advisor to the Somali president and says authorities must eliminate both groups in order to provide a safe business environment.
Mogadishu has been a contestation place for many actors, both within the terror groups as well as the terror groups and the government and the AMISOM. Still is in the contested area. Shabaab, on the contest between Shabaab and Daesh, Shabaab is been winning so far. Government should always watch Shabaab and Daesh. The borders are very fluid, and you cannot know when one is getting more significant than the other one.
ISIL has targeted staff of major companies in a bid to get funding to support its operations. Unlike Al-Shabaab, the pro-Islamic State group is confined in the mountainous regions of Puntland, but is now making inroads in major Somali towns as it seeks to expand its support base. Big companies have been urged to invest in their own security as the government battles both armed groups. Last week, the country's president called on the Council of Ministers to come up with tough laws that will punish those found supporting terrorist groups. It remains unclear whether this new law will specifically target the country's business community. Abdulaziz, CGTN, Mogadishu, Somalia.